everyone to Istanbul and welcome to Hub Connect 2022.
Nissan Bulavinaka.
Bonjour.
Hubs are a collective of international, national, and local NGOs that are bound by a vision for change. At the initial stage and exploratory stage, we help them discuss. We facilitate engagements and discussions amongst them so that they would know how they fit as a group and as a collective, if there's alignment in their principles, and then if they are really ready to come together to become the collective to push for change.
Inmersa dentro de nuestros tejidos, esta equilibrio significa el equilibrio, porque hay subidas, hay bajadas, todo en el universo es dual, hay hombres, mujeres.
Really need to see what has worked, what hasn't worked, and why.
Another key thing that we have realized, even in those contexts that we are working, the humanitarian system was adequate in responding to the needs of people, and therefore it was somehow already broken.
What excites me most about becoming a hub is that our collective action and our collective bargaining power increases, and that makes us be in a stronger and better position in regards to managing funds and responding to crisis as soon as it happens.
That in order to reach people in crisis, you need to be fast, you need to have links to the communities to understand what they want and need, you need to be able to sustain that response over time and be invested in the progress of that community over time. And whether it's speed or proximity or sustainability, locally led action is the key to more effective humanitarian response.
Welcome everyone.
Nissan Bulavinaka, ladies and gentlemen, warm Pacific greetings. Bonjour, buenos dias, assalamu alaikum. Welcome to the Hub Connect, where we will be reporting to you from the 2020 All Hubs Conference held in Istanbul, Turkey. My name is Akmal Ali, and I am from the Pacific Hub, known as Fale Pacifica. And I am joined today by my esteemed colleagues, namely Mohammed Ahmed of Pakistan Hub, Ana Tazita Semul of the South Sudan Hub, and Ahmed Nisar Muhammad of the Somalia Humanitarian Hub. All of us were in Istanbul last month for the Hub Connect 2022, where the first and the second cohort of hubs convened to share learnings, discuss issues, and define solutions, and agreed on the direction of travel of our hub collective. Today, we are excited to share with you the key takeaways, decisions, and commitments that was born out of the Hub Connect 2022. To begin with, I would like to put the first question, or pose the first question to my dear colleague, Anna from South Sudan, who is also the executive director of an organization called Women for Change. Anna, greetings, good evening, good morning. Could you tell us, as a new hub, what did you take away from this conference?
Good morning from South Sudan to everyone who has joined here. Thank you, Ahmad. South Sudan is one of the newest hubs that joined the conference in Istanbul, and from the hub, after coming from Istanbul, we as South Sudan hub, we realized that from the beginning, we were really reluctant about pushing on with the establishment of hub in South Sudan. But after coming from there, we have really taken up and feel that we are ready to start the hub as leading as local actors and then move forward. Secondly, during the Hub Connect, as South Sudan Hub, we were not so much previously engaging with our our international counterpart, who are also members of the START network. But we realized that it is very important to engage them because they are there to support us. And as a result, we are now engaging with the international counterpart who are START members. And this is making our movement, our establishment of the hub in South Sudan very easy. Another takeaway from the Hub Connect that happened in Istanbul is that we realized that all the hubs in the different continents are having the same problems, are having similar missions and visions that we wanted to achieve. And it made us as South Sudan have to feel very strong and confident that, for instance, if a hub like Pakistan can really move to this level where they are now really leading in any humanitarian activity as a local, most that comprises of many local actors, South Sudan Hub can also reach to that level. And that was a great motivation that really gave us. Another thing that really we learned a lot about the issues of localization is a lot of discussion was done about localization, in which from us, when we went to Istanbul, we were looking, we did not understand really the context of localizations, but we realized that localization is all about working together with our counterpart. It's not about fighting our counterpart. And that has really given us the morale of, as I speak now, we are engaging with our international counterpart to see that we work together, and then they also give us the opportunity to be in the lead, and then the international actors follow us from behind. And that is what we really learned a lot from the Hub Connect. And we have very many takeaways, very many important insight that really this Hub Connect has brought for us. And we are really grateful that this happened, and this has given the South Sudan Hub a great motivation. And I believe that we are going to move forward as South Sudan Hub. And we also ask our international counterpart to really support us to see that this South Sudan Hub is established, and then we move forward with the localization agenda. Thank you.
Merci, Anna. Thank you very much. Now let's move on to Ahmed. Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to apologize to you due to technical reasons. I've not been able to connect my video. However, let's move on to my dear colleague Ahmed from the Somali Hub. Ahmed is the Deputy Director of Save Somali Women and Children. Ahmed, how has the conference influenced your vision and steps moving forward?
Thank you very much, Akmal, for the welcoming remarks. Good morning, everyone. I'm saying good morning from Hargeisa in Somalia. I am Ahmed, as Akmal introduced, from the Somali Hub. We have had a very wonderful sessions in Istanbul with all the different hubs. And one of the key takeaways that I got from the conference is that do not rush the hub formation process. It has been a very significant, and the pace at which we were running, and when we looked at how other hubs have developed over time, then we probably said, let's take time, reflect, and see the process of laying down a step-by-step milestone achievement so that we can reach where we are intended to reach in a smooth way than breaking all together. And another milestone that which has confirmed our thinking and our thoughts prior to the conference is that Somalia has been very active, and particularly the formation of the hub process has been a locally led process. And when we went there, it has confirmed to us that locally led approach could be the best in achieving various milestones. And we still continue with that. Having looked at the success of other colleagues from other hubs, we've realized that the locally led approach is very important. Thirdly, and the last, is the process of forming hubs has been different, and it took different stages, different ways by different hubs. And looking at the context, because of the context that are different, we realize that we cannot solve all problems the same way. However, the challenges might be the same, but the solution might be a bit different from each other, and there is need to have some creativity and innovativeness to respond to challenges that we face daily. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Ahna and Ahmed, for truly echoing the same sentiments as that of the hubs, which the Hub Connect meeting, where we had come together on an agreement where we have acknowledged the fact, while locals lead, we do need international partners, donors, UN agencies to be able to be there to provide that technical support, to provide that support that is needed, so it becomes a teamwork which makes the dream work. And thank you for also echoing the fact that the solidarity of the local actors, it's quite pertinent to our success. Moving on, ladies and gentlemen, if there was the other commitment that we had to highlight today, was the commitment of each of the hubs to being able to support each other to complete the incubation process and become a network, a strong network of sustainable hubs. And now I would like to move on to our next colleague, Mr. Ahmed Mohammed of IDEA from Pakistan Hub, to share some of the agreements made by the hubs in Istanbul. Welcome, Ahmed Bhai, and I would like you to, yes, open the floor to you.
Thank you, Akmal. You are always amazing. So after this conference, we are more convinced. Our faith has been strengthened on the hub journey. It is no more a dream. it is a reality, a solution to the most of the problem we are facing in our areas of humanitarian sector. So we agreed upon to invest more in developing a viable and sustainable model, a hub model, and help others to establish. We also agreed on the mutual learning and support system and peer accountability mechanism. We also agreed on the common grounds, on the membership criteria, on the vetting processes. And we set deadline for the first cohort of the hubs, mutually agreed upon that next year, hope so we will have 4 to 5 hub established, and the rest will follow the suit. During this process, we also agreed upon to urge START network to enhance their support to the hub and have more advocacy for the hubs and showcase it as a solution and showcase it as a model how we can translate localization in reality. We also agreed to motivate the existing member of the START network to please be part of the journey and support this. This is a win-win situation. It is less shifting of power, it is more sharing of power and getting much more in return. So please be part of the journey. And we have a message for the local actors as well to please own this journey and lead this. This is to create a very balanced humanitarian ecosystem whereby every actor will know their domain and their role to support each other and help out the communities at risk and ensure timely and early action in any situation of disaster. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Ahmed Bhai. Thank you for. Thank you. Now, the call to action, Ahmed Bhai. What would you like to? Would you like to talk about the call to action during the hub conference? And maybe how it was quite different from when we first met in Thailand to now.
I think as now we have precedents for the new hubs, and a few of the hubs are now quite established. They have, so the call for action is to have a financial modeling and a strategic plan for all the hubs. And we need to see what the hiccups are. So we all together can support and resolve those issues. One of the key asks for the START is that is after now, after a long time, the world is still searching how to translate localization. So this is the answer. So we need more investment. We need more hubs to get established as soon as possible to answer that question. The third one is to clarify the roles of all the stakeholders within the hub and in this humanitarian sector. Because and to redefine some of the key areas so that we can change and we can have a more efficient and effective humanitarian system. Thank you.
Thank you very much. And as I see, there is no questions popping up. I think I would like to go to Enurit.
Akmal,
Enurit,
there's a question in the chat, sorry.
oh,
It's a question that's asking, what is the maximum required number of local partners needed to establish a country-based hub?
okay, thank you very much. Thank you, thank you, Antigone. I had not been able to see that due to technical difficulties. So I think I'm glad that Ahmed is here, and then I am also here, and then he could echo the sentiments. However, there is, I think, if I am not wrong, then as per the governance design blueprint that was approved in the assembly last year, in any hub, 50% of the membership must always comprise of local actors. So it's not really about the number, but whenever a hub is being formed, as per the governance design requirement, 50% must at least be local actors to become properly locally owned, if you would say, the process or the hubs to be locally led, because I believe this is an effort, or this is truly shifting the power within START Network as per assembly decisions of 2017. Ahmad, would you like to add something to it?
Yeah, thank you. In fact, a hub would be good to start with at least 30 members, with 50 to 60% of local actors as a member of the hub. So that would be a good start, but it is not only the membership, but they should have the same percentage in the governance of the hub. So for that matter, like if it is board, if it is membership committees, or the rest of the committees, so they must have local actors, active local actors as participant, are rather leading the hub governance model. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Ahmed. And now I'd like to go to Anna. Anna, in the beginning, when you came in, you said when the South Sudan hub came in, you were quite skeptical. You wanted to know the process. Would you say, after meeting the 5 initial hubs, or sometimes known as the first cohort or the founding hubs, this idea was changed? And if it was, how were they able to convince you?
Thank you, Akmal. Thank you so much for the question. Yes, as I did mention, the South Sudan hub, it is a kind of unique hub in a setting that out of the 50% local actors, all are 4 of them are women-led organizations, and 1 is, of course, a men-led organizations, apart from the 50% international organizations. So when we started the process under the leadership, of course, of Gloria from TT Foundation, we were a little bit worried of, okay, we are going into this START hub formation. How can we go about it, especially in the context of South Sudan? There was no motivational area or motivational factor that could really push us to quick the process. But then when we went to Istanbul, after learning from the founding hubs, we realized that their journey was almost the same. It was what we needed was time, dedication, and putting a lot of much effort and consultation with the international counterpart. And that really has really motivated us, because now, as we came, the first thing we did was to engage with the international counterpart who was helping us so much. That was CAFOT. And right now, we feel that we are in the same track, and there is nothing that can really push us behind. Because if the 5 can do, and then we have an example of the DRC, which has similar context, almost like South Sudan. So, and then they are able to finish up whatever they are, and then up to this stage, which means South Sudan will also one day be like Pakistan, will be like DRC, and will be like any other hub that has moved forward. So it was a kind of motivation that we really got with the full knowledge, with the full experience from the 5 founding hubs. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Anna. Now we've got another question from Damaris, and Damaris asked 3 questions. The first one being, and I will ask these to Ahmed. Ahmed, why do you think more hubs need to be established? And who decides?
Thank you, Akmal. As I said, the hubs are the channel for to translate localization into action. So this is an answer for many questions. So the more hub we have, the more strengthened will be, and the more locally led will be the humanitarian system. As we are all advocating for localization since long. Now, how many? We are going phase-wise. In first phase, we have piloted 5, and now we are establishing 6 more. And phase-wise, we will be going according to the vulnerability criteria of the countries, the demand, and the from the country. So we will be able to support, hope so, as much as there will be a demand from the country, from the countries at risk especially. So there is no limit, we decided. We are going phase-wise. It's a time-taking process. But right now, we are establishing 11 hubs. This is, thank you.
Thank you very much, Ahmed, for answering all 3 questions, in fact, because the last question was how many hubs, and you had just said as many as possible. But now I'd like to move on to the Somali hub of Ahmed. Ahmed, my question to you is, you've come to the hubs, all hub conference. You said that you were not really sure. Now you attended this meeting with the founding hubs, yourself, and we were all together, and you went back. Now we know that we've got inspired, but what is it that now you're doing different, that which you did not do before coming to the hub? What was the steps or actions you've started taking in the Somali humanitarian hub?
Thank you, Akmal, for the wonderful question. Actually, during our conference, we did not only learn from the founding members, but also the founding hubs, but also the new upcoming hubs, because we had also equally, they had equally possessed and shown some kind of lessons that we could learn from them or we could draw from them. And having seen that, one of the key actions immediately after we left there, and which was in the plan and we could not do it initially, was to engage other START network members that operate within the context we work in. Up to now, it has not happened, but we have done some, some good work in regards to achieving that. So that is the first step that we decided we should take immediately we came back home, and that is going on at the moment. Thank you.
Thank you, Ahmed. Now there is a question from Ring, if I'm correct, from Chido. And the question is directed to Anna. Anna, the question to you is, do you need more INGOs in South Sudan to join the hub or not? And the second question is, what are the requirements needed for a member to join the South Sudan hub? Anna, over to you.
Thank you, Akmal, and thank you, Ring, for the great question. What I will say is that right now, as we are still, South Sudan hub, we are still in the process of finalizing it to establish it as a full hub in South Sudan. So according to the constitution that we came up with, we are giving it 2 years before we bring in new members on board. We want to see that all the process, all the procedures, all the system is in order before we are able to bring in new members. What are the requirements? The main requirements for joining the South Sudan hub is that you must be a registered entity, which is with RRC. You have to have 2 recommendations from INGO, and then to see that you are been operating with these members, and of course with other legal requirement, maybe work plan and the other documents that will come up later. But basically, those are the few things that we consider. But as now, we are not yet taking in the new membership because we are trying to establish. Thank you. Hope I answered you. Back
Thank
to
you.
Ahmed.
And how soon do you think you'll open your doors for anyone to be able to be a member? Because I'm sure there are some Start Network members who'd like to know.
As I said from the beginning, after 2 years, and we shall be able to put out a call for partnership or for membership. Thank you.
Great.
Mal, there is a question. I don't know if you've seen it, but
No,
Dr. Elsa Nur
this-
Rahman has asked a question in the Q&A box. Are there any qualitative parameters in hub functioning process to ensure space for the local actors in decision making?
Ahmed, would you like to go on that? Answer that question?
Thank you. Thanks for the question. We are not going for any tokenism. This is a real and actual work. This is a model we are establishing for a balanced humanitarian ecosystem. So tokenism will not work. And for that matter, we need quality participation from the local partners, from the local actors, as well as from the international actors. There is always a dialogue between how to contextualize the model in a respective country. So for that matter, we decided to have representation from the local actor, from the local leadership, to be part of the leadership team in that very country. And if you look at the track record, so mostly the local actors, they are participating on the regular basis, and they are leading few of the processes. As I mentioned, like if I can mention in Pakistan, we have equal number of local actors. Active participation is there from. We have chair from a local organization of the National Steering Committee. We have 3 technical working groups. If one is chair from the INGO, so the co-chair is from the national NGOs. If and in the other group, the chair is from the national NGOs and the co-chair is from the INGOs. So that's how we distributed powers. The membership committee is also chaired by a local organization. So it's no more tokenism. It's an active participation, and that's why, because it's It's all about power sharing. It's all about co-creating a new system. So for that matter, we need dialogue. We need logic. And for that matter, we need to speak and have a quality participation. And that's we have. In almost all the local, from the local actors in all the hubs. Basically, the local actors are leading this journey. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Ahmed Bhai. And there is another question, and the question is being asked by Javed Miadad, and the question is it possible to have multiple hubs in a country? Unfortunately, Javed, in a country, there would be only one national hub, or in a region, there would be a regional hub. And that is what has the START Assembly approved of as of last year by the governance design. The governance design committee was a committee that was formed by the START membership, secretariat, and the new founding hubs. And that was decided, and there was a year-long process that was carried, or that had taken place, and last year in the assembly that was approved. Now, to Anna, there is a question that apparently somebody had Eob Getachew Dorcas had a meeting with the lady, with Anna, and we were told that we will hear back, but now it is formed already. Why is there need, Anna, to have a new criteria for START network members? Does it mean that those not in the hub cannot apply for funding until they are okay? So this question, I think I will pass in to Ahmed Bhai. The question that's being asked is, does it mean that if you're not a member of the hub, you cannot apply for funding until you're a member?
Yes, if a hub will get established, so whosoever will be part of the hub, whosoever will be member of the hub in that very country, so they will be able to access funding. It was decided in the last annual assembly by all the members. So it is already been decided. But they can be part of the hub journey for learning and the rest of the experience sharing. Thank you. I hope
Thank you. Yes, I think you have answered the question very well, Ahmed Bhai, because I think as soon as a hub becomes independent, well, I don't think so. I know that as soon as a hub becomes independent, or before 2025, which is as per the governance design, or after 2025, whichever comes first, then in that country, all the START network members and the local actors, would they like to access START network services, resources, then they would have to be part of the hub. We also have Antigone with us here. I think, Antigone, if I have clarified that to the best of my ability.
Yeah, that's right, Kamal. Thank you. So thanks, Ayob, for your question. So the South Sudan hub is still in the process of formation, and they're not yet an independent entity, and this is likely to take a few years. So once a hub becomes independent or is ready to become independent, it will give the opportunity to every member of the START network currently to join. What Ahmad was talking about earlier is that once that has passed, and if a member has decided that they don't want to join the hub for any reason, at that point, then at that point they would cease to be able to access funding and to be a START network member in that country. But there will be this is a long process. There will be the opportunity for members to engage with forming hubs and to become part of them if they want to. But yeah, the South Sudan hub is still quite early in its development, if I'm not mistaken. but yeah, I think they will be making more engagement efforts in the coming months as and when they become ready.
Thank you. Thank you, Antigone. Ladies and gentlemen, and now we have come to the very end of our little 45-minute time slot that we had in order to open the START Assembly, the conference 2022. Now, if I had to, I would like to thank the esteemed contributors who, panelists who had contributed towards this session. However, if I had to summarize today's session, then START Network empowering the national or regional hubs through local actors truly in all ways and forms would be able to achieve the true spirit and form of localization, where local actors would be able to determine the local agenda at the same time being provided the necessary support through genuine partnership by INGOs, UN agencies, academia, and all the other stakeholders who have interest in the area of localization, all in all for the purpose of people-centered humanitarian work. With that, I would like to thank everyone for your time, and should you have any questions, please feel free to contact START Secretariat, and who will direct your questions to us, and we'd be very happy to meet you online on the sidelines to be able to discuss this further. Vinnaka vakalevu, muchas gracias, thank you very much, shukran, and assalamu alaikum from all the hubs.
Thank you.